Okay, remember we left off in episode 1 where PubMed woke up the next day, find out that Sun is not in the room, and when he finds out that Sun left the house, went downstairs to talk to the security guard, and turns out Sun is behind him, but it turns out it's not Sun, it's Solar. And now they went back up for PubMed to tell Solar everything that he has been through with the personality that Solar has with his Sun. And Solar doesn't know nothing about no Sun personality, which is very skeptical at this point. And every viewers in the entire world are trying to puzzle their brain. Who the hell is Sun and Solar? And how... Wait, let's continue. But before I continue, I want to let you know that I am on full peace with tranquility. Right now my main channel is on Haitias. I am not going to edit out this part. This is going to be on my Patreon. By the time this is on my Patreon, you will be seeing this recap like 3-4 months later. So this will be on, today is, I'm gonna rolled up now. Today is March 26th. You will be seeing this one on YouTube 4 months later, and everything that you're seeing here or listening here will be on Patreon, and everything is gonna be on YouTube. I don't have time to edit out all these things that I'm saying, so yeah, Patreon will have this first before my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this right now, this already been posted already on my Patreon. To get the early access thing, you gotta go on Patreon. Thank you. Let's continue. Okay, now PubMed thinks that Solar would have remembered everything that happened to him throughout the whole time from day one. But Solar said the only thing that he remembers was being hit by the car and just gotten blank out, and that's pretty much it. Then he wakes up and then he went to the market and he saw that PubMed was outside barefooted. That's pretty much all he remembers. What PubMed doesn't realize is that Solar can't remember anything after that, because the person that he was dealing with the entire time yesterday was Sun. That's a different personality. So of course he's not going to remember anything after the accident. Hey, you can tell that Solar really loves to work. But the thing is, you got hit in the head yesterday. You think you could have, take a break? Anyways, PubMed is trying to convince Solar that he should stay home and chill. Meanwhile, he goes to work and still take care of Solar's students. Remember, PubMed is not really good with kids, but yet for his man, he will do anything. He did convince him. He had to convince his man to chill. So Solar said, okay, I'm going to stay and rest. Let me tell you something. I don't normally talk about theme song as much when it comes to dramas, but this one, GMMTV did this one so cute. They brought out the baby pictures. All the baby pictures. Look at birth. Nalak. Look at Santa. They're so cute. Look at Sammy. Hey, sure is that girl from day one. Kid with the big smiles, and he still got that big smile. It gives off a Korean look. Is he mixed? I gotta check him out if he's mixed. You can never stop a person from love doing their job, because tell me why PubMed just ran into the schoolyard and in comes his man Solar right on the taxi bike. It's the cute helmet for me. It matches outfit. It's the fact that homeboy snuck out of the house when he promised PubMed that he would stay and rest. The man loves his job. I can't blame him. Now, it's the fact that PubMed met up with Z and the principal. Remember, I don't know how to pronounce the principal full name, so we're just gonna call him principal, and maybe one day I'll say Samantha's character. Anyways, he met up with those two, told them that Solar will be staying home because he's gonna take over both his class and Solar. But then Z said, "Are you sure about that?" And then he looked back, and yep, sure enough, his man is just sneakingly going into his class. Homeboy's like, Solar. And Solar looked around and smiled and I'm like, sir, you know your man is stubborn. In what world do you think he was gonna stay home? Okay, time to get to doing the job that they love. I mean, that's what the principal says. But before she departed, she looked at Z and told Z to remember the thing that, she asked him to do. After she left, Z started jotting down some things in his notebook, and PubMed saw that his man's name is in this, and he started writing something about seems fine. We don't know what this jotting notes means, and Palmek is determined to know what the hell is he doing. Z said that the book is like a safe guide logging book. Z said the principal noticed that other schools are teachers are acting a little bit odd lately. So in case their school is having the same situation, they need to jot down the things that is wrong so they can put it to the board meeting and they can do whatever they want. He also said there was one teacher that got caught in a different school and he was let go. But how he said it made it look like, they did something. And because Pop Mech saw his man in that log, he wants to, monitor Z because he doesn't want them to let go Solar, because we all know Solar loves his job. We don't want him to get fired. Okay, great. So Palmet looked at Z and asked Z, why did the principal give him such an important task to do? And Z said maybe the principal thinks that he's amazing, which got Palmet to look back into the past when he he failed his exam in university, and he told his mother, and all his mother did was compare him with Z and how Z is good and his academic is great and how he's gotten straight A's, he's doing a lot of things. Meanwhile, he's not doing so well. And he's tired of hearing his mother comparing him to one person that he hates so much, to the point that she started talking about if he got a roommate, and he said yes. And she said what the roommate wanted to do, and he told her that the roommate wanted to be a teacher. And she started belittling this Solar's whole career, and it was... Besides, the whole thing was on speaker. And because of that, we heard Solar in the background just yanked up, and PubMed must have thought that Solar heard the conversation. Again, it was on speaker. Of course, she should have heard. Bear in mind, these subjects that PubMed is taking are not a walk in the park here. These are some hard topics here. And so, of course, he's going to fail, especially when the fact that he didn't want to do this. It's his mother that put him into these subjects. And did you see his GPA 2 point something? This is pretty much higher than what C said. In an interview, C said when he got 2.0 GPA, he was smiling from ear to ear. While Jimmy said the lowest he ever got was a 3 point something. And bear in mind, he's always gotten a 4 something in GPA. Now, he said that when he got the 3 point something, his parents didn't talk to him for a very long time. Keep in mind, 3 point something is a passing grade, but not the passing grade for a career that he was heading for, which is medical or doctoring, which he is now. But I'm just saying, if you're going forth with such a high career like doctors, or mostly in the medical fields or law or stuff like that, your GPA must be on point. So the fact that Jimmy said the lowest he ever gotten was a 3 point something and his parents didn't talk to him for quite some time, I'm like, damn. We just normal, just like C, because C's like, I got a 2 point something, and I smiled. I'm like, you better smile, because honestly, I don't even know what high I would have got. I don't think I even know my GPA. I just know that I got something. Meanwhile, for Solar passed his exams like with flying colors. Let me tell you something. If you're going to pick the career that you really want, and you know the subject that your career needs, you are going to pass because it's something that you want. You pick yourself. Unlike PubMed, of course he failed because it's not what he wants. I am sure, 100% sure, understand how it feels when you're in a subject line that you don't want. Trust me, 100% of the chance, if you pass all your exams, either by luck or you're a person who loves to study, if you do not want that subject and you just go in there and you pass, it's something that you're good at. Like, you're good at just studying and stuff like that. But if it's like something that you really needed, you are going to pass if it's something that you picked yourself. But if somebody picked it for you and you failed, just know you ain't... Moving on. Okay, so after finding out that Solar aced all his exams, Solar asked PubMed what he did, and PubMed didn't really say anything but slouched down back into his seat. Solar knows that he's feeling a little bit down, but he won't say it. So Solar came up with his magic words. It reminds me of this anime called Clanad, if that's how you pronounce it, with the little ball. What do you call that? I don't remember, but it's like the little girl with her mother, but the mother gave birth to her. She was very, very sick, and she died, leaving the guy to take care of the little girl. I don't remember the name of it. I mean the whole song, but the whole song is based off like a small dumpling song, and they will sing it. It's like an anime version, but the little girl will call out a little name whenever she has troubles. Yeah, it's kind of like this one. Solar said that whenever you need help, you can always have like a magic word to say, whether it's like dumplings or something you look at, and once you say that word, someone will know that that is your way of saying that you need help. Solar knows that's what PubMec needs, but PubMec is a little bit stubborn to even ask for anyone to help. So Solar came up with the magic word. We don't know what the magic word is. PubMec has to come up with that specific word himself, so that way he tells them that means that he needs help. But for right now, Solar is telling PubMec the magic words. No, the meaning and the concept of magic words. Anyways, after that little throwback session, we wait a little bit, teach our little class, and as routine, we go check on our boyfriends to see if it's okay. Turns out he went to the class, but his boyfriend is not teaching the class. Someone else is. So where is Solar? Ah, so sweet. Solar is in the break room sleeping. That's not good. What part's not good, Samantha? Well, the sleeping part is not good, and I will let you know why that part is not good for Solar. Well, this is the part that's not good. See, while we started gracing the fact that Solar is back, we saw right now that it's Sun, because Sun is the only one that calls PubMec Uncle Kidnapper. Well, I kind of figured it out in episode 1 when they gave us the preview or the prediction part in episode 2. It all linked up with sleeping. See, if Solar sleeps and wakes up, Sun comes out. When Sun sleeps and wakes up, it's Solar. But you're wondering, how the hell is Solar sleeping now? We got enough time. That's the part we don't know yet. Like, how the hell is he sleeping so fast? Anyways, we can't solve that right now. Right now, we're here to try to calm a 7-year-old that is in school, to be exact. So let's go through the scenario. So when Sun wakes up, Sun is like, where am I? PubMec is like, you're at school. And Sun was so excited because he's at school. That would mean his mommy is coming for him. PubMec's like, no, your mommy's not coming for you. We're going home. And Sun thinks like he's going to bring him to my mommy's home. And PubMec is like, no, we're not going to your mommy's home. We're going to my home. Of course, none of that went right way, because now Sun thinks that he's gonna get kidnapped all over again, and he ran away. See, it's a good thing that Solar came to school than stayed home. He probably might call CPS on him or something, because if he would have stayed home, he would have slept, wake up as Sun, and we don't know if he's gonna end up get lost in the busy area of Bangkok. We don't know. But now the problem is now that these the big boy, 7-year-old, is running around in the entire school. PubMec's job is to calm a 7-year-old from going to a rampage and maybe, hopefully, not bump into D with that notebook of his. But everywhere he runs into either students, teachers, and PubMec, and each one of them are calling him Solar when he keeps reminding them his name is Sun. You know, he's a strong 7-year-old. Imagine you going through all that stress and people calling a name that you don't know. You'd have just dropped and cried at this point, or find a corner and just cry. No, he's a strong 7-year-old. I ain't gonna lie you. I love these 3 divas, especially the one in the middle. Homegirl is shipping people, and she's not shipping the people that you think she should be shipping. She's shipping PubMec with Z. Homegirl out here is screaming with the attraction that she's seeing between Z and PubMec. Meanwhile, PubMec is trying to figure out where his man is, and Z is just in the way asking too many questions. Meanwhile, Sun found his way to the exit to get his freedom, but he saw the security guy with a knife and he got scared, so he ran back to the school. I mean, he's a 7-year-old. Every little thing with, at least, he knows what danger looks like. Some of these 7-year-olds, then again, I don't know why I'm treating this 7-year-old like a 2-year-old. He's almost, what, 8, 9, 10? He understands stuff. Why am I acting like he doesn't? Okay, he went back to school and went in the playground and saw 2 of Solar's students. Now, he doesn't know he's Solar's student, but the student knows. So he asked them what they're doing, and they're like, oh, we're not skipping class. Sun thinks they're cute, but the 2 students thinks that Solar is playing with them. Sun said he's not playing with them, he wants to make friends, but also he's asking them a way to escape the building. They had to let him convince them to believe that they are not being tricked. So they did tell him where to escape the building. And then while he escaped, there comes Pobmek. Bear in mind, these 2 students are skipping classes. Boy. So when Pobmek reached to the 2 students, he asked them where Solar is with his son, and they refused to tell him where he went. So he told them that in his next class, he's going to specifically give these 2 the hardest and longest mathematics tests. So that's the only way they end up telling, hey, I don't want to even do math. I don't even like math like that. I'm telling you, if it's not one teacher, it's the other. Z just keep meeting them left and right. Is this school? Well, the school's supposed to be big, yet I'm seeing little bit of locations. Can't you not rotate outside? Why do you have to go inside? You know what? Whatever. Anyways, he sees Sun, but he thinks it's Solar. So Sun was completely silent throughout the whole conversation until Pobmek shows up. You know, this is nothing good, because imagine you're out here, 3 teachers, right? And the students are watching this unfold. One teacher is acting like a kid, trying to get rid of getting away from the uncle kidnapper, while the teacher who's supposed to be the uncle kidnapper, who is not an uncle kidnapper, trying to calm the 7-year-old, who is not really a 7-year-old, but that's his mentality. Meanwhile, Z, the PE teacher, is trying to figure out what's going on, but also trying to silence the entire thing so the students doesn't find out. You know, if Pobmek and Solar neighbors were to see this, that neighbor would say like, shit. So they're bringing their role playing into the public so the public eyes can see all their doings. Boy. When Z looked at Pobmek and asked him if everything is okay, because Pobmek knows that Z would write the things in the notebook, Pobmek grabbed the notebook, marked up the information that he wrote, and Z is like, don't do that. I write that in pen, not pencil. Remember in episode 1, I told you that Z has a bit of a problem. Well, this is the episode I'm going to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you right now. But you're going to hear what his problem is for the people who have not watched it. For the other people who have watched it, you know. No wonder Solar was sleepy. His schedule was packed. Now, Pobmek thought that Solar had a free schedule, so everything he can just rest and just avoid the entire school itself. But as you can see, I can't read Thai, but as you can see, it's not free. It's very much busy. I'm guessing Solar liked it that way. Okay, so since we already know that Sun and Solar situation is chaotic, we need to keep monitoring Sun, who is in Solar's body, but we can't do that because we have a class to teach. So Pobmek decided to go into his class and write on the the marker board, because people not doing chartboards no more, and give his students an activity in a book, and they must do the entire question in that specific book. Meanwhile, after that, he goes to Solar's room and introduce Solar as Sun and give them some activities, because as you know, nothing comes before Solar, because Solar is his man. That's his first and one and only priority. Anyway, so Sun is introducing himself as Teacher Sun. Before we get here, Pobmek bet on the whole situation that Sun can't teach an entire class as best that he can. You know, because Solar has a packed schedule. Solar has to teach these students. So, of course, Paul might come up with a plan to use Sun as Solar. But how will he cooperate with a 7-year-old? Well, kids love challenges. So he bet Sun that he can't teach class. So here he is. He basically giving the things that he knows, even though some of the students knows. But he's doing good so far until we reach a hit of a hiccup. See, he has to take care of these kids, but the problem is Pomek has to monitor Sun with his students or Solar students while trying to monitor his own students. Is crazy. Now, because Solar changed his name to Sun, the kids thinks that it's fair they should change their name too. Well, it's not the kids. They end up solving the problem though, and no, the kids did not get to change their names. Now, seeing that the situation was okay-ish, Pop Met decided to leave just for a second because remember, he left this class unattended. So when he left, immediately two boys were fighting over the fact that they want to play with two toy cars. And here comes Son being the responsible adult teacher, taking it away, talking about you can't be playing in class. But because he had the toys in his hand, he looks at the toys, and his 7-year-old self started kicking in because he's a kid too. He wants to play. I'm not gonna lie, GMMTV really do make this thing very realistic because this is exactly how it is with students overall. Even if the teachers lets the room or the teacher can't talk to these children these days, you have to negotiate with them. Pop Mac, I feel for you. There's only so much you can do. You're trying to monitor your own students while actually monitoring Solar's student, but also monitoring Sun. That's 3 too much people, man. And to make matters worse, they got caught by the principal and Z. Yeah, sorry, Pop Mac, you can't hide this one. Someone on TikTok once said that what if Solar is just pretending like it's foreplay? No, like being a foreplay or role playing, making it look like he's 7 years old and then switch to being an adult. I call that BS because if he is, can you imagine just waking up? Like just waking up. Your brain doesn't even function that fast yet, right? And then you're 7 years old. And then you switch to, you can't even imagine, you're gonna your brain will probably get confused to who. That's just too much brain power and energy. I don't think he's playing to be a 7-year-old. Because if he is, why now? Why after the accident? Why now? Let's talk about PubMed for a second. Remember when we talked about the magic words? Well, we don't know what the magic word for PubMed is, but we also know that this is where he needs it. But because PubMed is a stubborn person and he doesn't like to ask for help, he tends to do things on his own. And when he does things on his own, he tends to overexert himself. Like today, he ran around up and down trying to maintain his job, maintaining the school, maintaining the fact that nobody finds out about Solar and Sun. He got so overwhelmed that he himself got sick. Not really sick, but he's just tired. And he can't hide it anymore, so he has to tell the principal and Z about Sun. Pamet explained how Sun appeared. He tells them that the reason he appeared is because of the accident. He also tells him that at some point, like yesterday or earlier, Solar was there, but then afterwards, later down, Sun came back. He does not know how this switch happened. He doesn't know how to bring back Solar, even though there was a time Solar came back earlier. He also tells them that the reason he never asked for help or tells them about it is because of Z and that notebook. He fears that if he tells them, Z will put it in a notebook and report Solar as not fit to be a teacher. And he doesn't want Solar to lose that job. That's when the principal revealed their ultimate thing, which is they weren't reporting it. They were trying to write down and jot down notes to actually help the teacher. Damn, if they would have told that, we would have asked for help a long time ago. Which got us to go back in time in university days where Pop Mech was busting his ass to get good grades to make his mother proud of him and basically do everything that his mother wants him to do so she can actually finally say something nice. But no matter what he does, she always say, you need to work harder like Z. Z is doing this and Z is doing that, to the point that he thinks and writes that if she loves Z so much, why not just make Z as her son? And I feel it for him, because at this point he overworked himself to that point and he collapsed, leading to Solar coming and helping him. I'm here to figure out how the relationship starts. That's what I want to know. And yes, I agree with everyone when they say Perth does look good in glasses. He does look good in glasses. Now, if they put Santa in glasses, that is it. The apocalypse has started. Just so you know, we're still thinking in the past. So when Puppet wakes up, he sees Solar taking care of him. Solar said that he feels some type of way sad because he is always around Puppet, but Puppet never asks for help, and it's worse for both of them if no one knows if the other wants help. Puppet apologizes, but Solar says that if you can't directly ask for help, you can always use your magic word. Puppet looks at what Solar is doing and said, sponge bath, which becomes his magic word. When Timmy needs help, sponge bath is the word that he will be using. So now we're in the present, and he used the word sponge bath in front of two people that don't understand the meaning of the word, but just know the word, which is help. He said it in front of the principal and Z, sponge bath. Yeah, at this point, he's exhausted. He needs sponge bath. Okay, so since the principal and Z got the brief problem for Solar and Sun, it's up to everyone else, because the principal is telling the teachers and everyone else who's working about Sun and Solar's problem. But for now, the principal is introducing Sun to everyone else about his 7-year-old self, even though everyone knows that the person they're looking at is Solar, but for now, the person they're talking to is Sun. The situation is very complicated, but for now, we're just going to roll with it. How do we know who we're talking to by the next day? Yeah, we're going to figure that out pretty soon. Now that problem is over, PubMed called Solar's mother and showed Sun that Solar's mother is on the phone. Solar grabbed the phone and she spoke to her. But here's the tricky part. Sun share the same mother as Solar. I'm glad that GMMTV answered that question since episode 1, but I'm confused. How is it that the mother knows who Sun is? Or maybe she doesn't know who Sun is. But the question is, how is it that Solar and Sun sharing the same mother and Sun? Am I missing something here? There are so many theories going around all over social media about the mother and Sun and Solar, and I'm going to name out fews. Like, for example, some people say, what if Solar and Sun were twins in the womb? But if that's the case, how the hell did Sun name himself? Like, if they're twin in the womb, one did not survive and leaving just Solar, giving them the two personalities stuck in one body. But how is it that Solar take over and then after the accident, then Sun came along? Another theory said that if they were a child or in the womb, right? Would it mean they would, some people say that Sun would be the first to be born, but got in an accident at the age of 7 and then got stuck at 7, and Solar took over and grew up as Solar. When Sun came about, he was shocked to find out that he is in an adult body, which that could be a case. But if that's the case, why is it the mother never mentioned anything about the situation when Pop Mech said that the boy got into an accident? There are many situations that I don't understand, but we're in episode 2 and episode 3 is Saturday. So I'm trying to figure this out. Also, by the time you're seeing this, the show probably ended, and this is already on my Patreon. So check out my Patreon first. Again, I'm not editing anything like this. You're hearing the same thing on YouTube for Patreon, so I highly request you to go on Patreon. The chaos is over. They got to sit down and reason with each other. And Pop Mech finally tells Z his mind. He doesn't like him. But also, he said that the reason he didn't like Z is because his mother always compare him to him. Always tries to make him be just like Z because Z's also perfect. Z laughed that off. Z said he's not that perfect. He has a flaw, which is he has OCD. Yes, remember in episode 1 when I said Z has a bit of a problem? He's even going to therapy for it. Z has OCD. OCD stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. It's basically he's a neat freak. He likes to clean. He can't stand when things are out of order. Because if you remember in episode 1 when he was giving his documents to the principal, he tries to fix things on the principal's table. Yeah, he can't stand when anything is out of order. That's the OCD in him. He's not something he can fix. I don't think there's a cure, but there is a treatment to try to normalize it if that's the case. But I mean, it's something can be fixed but can't be cured, if that makes sense. Now, back in the day in his university time, Solar helped Mech with his first sponge bath by shouting to the entire campus about his problems with his mother and how she keeps comparing him with Z. So he shouted out everything. That was his very first sponge bath that Solar did with him. So last night, while getting ready to leave to go home, Pop Mech said he thinks he has an idea how Sun and Solar keep switching back. And if he's right, then they need a plan. So it's the next day, and sure enough, Solar comes out. And because of that, he thinks he can have an idea. When he finds out that, he tries to tell Solar that, yeah, you became a kid again. Solar can't remember any of those things. Solar then got emotional and hugged Pugmec because he knows that Pugmec will have a harder time trying to take care of him even in his 7-year-old child state. And also, Solar knows that Pugmec is a very stubborn person to ask for help, so that makes it even more emotional. But then Solar said that if things get really rough, he's okay to ask for help. And then Pugmec says, yeah, you understand. Then Solar started kissing him and stuff, not realizing that they are not alone. But then when he realized that Z is there and the principal is there, he looks at Pugmec and said, is this a sponge bath moment? And Pugmec said, yes. Remember, in the university days, Solar said one day that Pugmec and Z will be friends, even though back then he said they was never gonna be friends. And look at them now. It's a sponge bath moment. Sponge bath moment. So now everyone is happy. I love this drama. We're already in episode 2 and it feels like we're already family. When I saw the pilot, I was like, this is dramatic, traumatic, and dramatic. But when the trailer came out, it's more a little bit bubbly but less traumatic in this drama. But I knew I would love the show just because when I saw Sammy, I was like, yes. And then I saw Perth and Santa. I feel like I need to do a Perth and Santa moment storyline because they deserve a Oscar in itself. Hear me out. I'm not looking at how they're old in their hands. I'm talking about the food here. What the hell did they use to make that egg perfectly round? Tell me, somebody. Or is it a fake egg, like the fake toy egg or something? Because ain't no way. If you ever see my egg, it's saying, help me. Listen to me. I need episode 3 to tell me how their relationship developed into something more. I need to see that. That's all I need to see. Surely that happened in the university days, because after university it's work day. So I need to know, how long have this relationship been going on? I need to know how it started, when it happened, all the works.